31st of March, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Two B2 in chapter 1 of Metzia.
Yeah, we're 2B2 somewhere. Not sure how far we got.
And the left paragraph.
Yeah,
I think we're in the middle of the Rashi.
we're in the middle.
Gemora now considers ruling the Mishnah.
Let's see where we should go from.
I think we did Haki Garcis Sinan,
Yeah,
and I think we finished that one. We're up to Tervaihu. But I'm not sure where we are in the text.
oh. Okay,
Chapter 1, 2B2.
okay, let's just go from we'll go from did we do bananas?
I think,
Lema masnisa deloka bananas?
I think so.
Okay, so let's start from Lema masnisa deloka sumchus.
What he said. That's what you said, Alan.
Okay,
It's 2B2, left-hand column, third paragraph. The Gemara now considers.
Yeah, got it.
Alan. You can read, Alan, please.
Okay, the Gemara now considers whether the ruling of a Mishnah is consistent with the view of the Tana Sumkas.
Okay.
More, Mr. Nichin, Delu, below, Kasom Hos. Shall we say that the ruling of our Mishnah is not in accordance with the view of some Sumkas? De Kasuma Hos, or mayor, more Momon, think, king, below, chef, or, house, with the view of Simchas, the view of the view with accordance with in it for World War IV. Why he says that money whose ownership is in doubt is divided by the litigants without an oath. This seems to conflict with our Mishnah, which stipulates that each litigant must swear before the money in doubt, for example, the cloak is divided. The Gemara counters, but why then does the Mishnah rather follow the view of the rabbis that dispute Sumkas? Or in more, Hamotzi, Mekabi Ro or Law, or Yidom. But if the rabbis say that the burden of proof rests on the one who seeks to exact payment from his fellow, the ruling too seems to conflict with our Mishnah, which awards each litigant half the disputed cloak, held equal by the other, even though neither the substantiating his claim with witnesses. Apparently, then our Mishnah follows neither the rabbis nor Sumchas.
Okay. Okay, so the Gemara is trying to figure out who the Mishnah goes according to. And step one, the Gemara says the Mishnah doesn't go according to Sumchas because Sumchas says that in the case of property, which is Mammon Mutable Suffolk, there's a doubt. So we say we make a division even without anybody having to make a shvua. So over here, the Mishnah is talking about dividing the property only with a shvua. So it seems to be clear that we're not going with the view of Sumchas. The Sumchas doesn't make the people make a shvua. On that, the Gemara says, but what about the Rabbanan? The Rabbanan doesn't seem to be like the Rabbanan either, because the Rabbanan hold Hamotzi Mechaver Olav Araya. Somebody wants to take, he needs to bring a raya, needs to bring a proof. And neither one of them have a proof that the disputed item belongs to them. So neither one should be entitled to anything according to the Rabbanan. Let's take a look at Rashi. We're up to Rashi Kesumchas. It's the third wide line from the top of where the wide lines start. In the middle of the page, in the middle of the line.
Okay, Sumchas, like Sumchas. The Baba Kama, it says, Gabi relating to a shor shenagach, an ox that gores, et apara, a cow. The nimsa you'll find over ubra. It said that it has you find a fetus at its side. So he's just doing a reference as to where the Sumchas case is they're talking about.
Right. Yeah, okay. So that's that case over there. Fine. Okay, now the next Rashi, Olav Haraya. Lou, you want to read?
The Adim, the Adim, the E low Dabe Viyadeh, the Hacha Tolkien Bishvua. So it's incumbent upon him to bring a proof with witnesses. And if not, not concerning his hand, it's concerning his hand. And here they divide with a shavua.
Yeah, Motzi Mechaver Olav Araya, the one that seeks to take out from his friend, he needs to have a proof. And what's the proof? Rashi says with witnesses. Witnesses are a proof. But anything less than that is not a proof. Just saying that you own it is not a proof of anything. So that won't do. And if he doesn't bring witnesses, so then what's the din? Lo gavi midi. He doesn't collect anything. Lo gavi midi. He does not collect anything without a proof. And here, what's happening in our case? Haka, cholkin b'shvua. Here, the din is that we are dividing the disputed item, provided that they both swear that their portion we're going to give them, half of it belongs to them. They swear to that, we'll give it to him. So how's it like Rabbanan? It's not like Sumcha, it's not like Rabbanan. So who's it like? Oh, now Rashi has a different text in the Gemora. The Hey Gimel, Hachi Garsinan. Rashi's going to tell us the text of the Gemara that he has in front of him, and then he's going to explain that text. Phil, you want to read Hachi Garsinan?
Hachi Garsinan. So this is what his version. Amart. If they say Shlema Rabbanan, according to the Rabbanan, Chacham there, the low Tafsei truth from that they didn't grab, both of them didn't grab it. A more Rabbanan, the Rabbanan says v'chulei. Hachi here, the Troy here that in this case that they did both grab it. Palgi, Bishua, they would divide it by making oaths. Ela I Amat Smuchad, but if Smucha said, Uma Hasam there, low tough say both them, that they both didn't grab it. Ama Smucha says, Palgi below Shulas, that they divide it, but they don't make oaths. Hacha here, that say that they both, but they since they both that they did they didn't that they here that they did grab both. Low kolsket isn't all the more so that they should divide it without an oath. If they divided it, if they didn't grab it, they should have. They grabbed it more so they should divide it.
Not last week, but then you could cut this week.
Okay, so interesting. Rashi is saying, according to the Rabbanan, Rashi's, first of all, look at Rashi's Girsa. It's totally not like our Gemora. Our Gemora says, Elamai Rabbanan. What, you want to say that the Mishnah goes like Rabbanan? But you can't say that, Amre, because the Rabbanan say, Motzi Mechaber Ola Baraya. So the way our text reads, the Gemara doesn't allow us to say that the Mishnah goes like Rabbanan, but Rashi has a different text. Rashi says, "Iyamad b'shlema Rabbanan." If you say that it's Rabbanan, so then that'll be very understandable why it will be Rabbanan, the Mishnah. Now, how could it be Rabbanan? Because according to Rabbanan, the din is amotzi mechaber olav araya. If you don't got a proof, if with witnesses, you don't take anything. So Rashi has some fancy footwork over here. Rashi says,
tomorrow will be good.
Yeah, just a second.
I'm gonna call the doctor.
Rashi says, no. Look at the case that the Rabbanan talked about, that they said amotzi mechaber olav araya. That case was a case, says Rashi, Hassam over there, the lo tafsei travayu, that neither one of the disputants to the case was holding on to the disputed item. Now remember, when you're holding on to the disputed item, that is a chazaka that it belongs to you. So over there, over there, that's where the Rabbanan said their din, where nobody was holding on to anything. And so he says, yeah, you got to bring a proof. You're not holding on to it and you say it's yours. Bring a proof that it belongs to you, right? Very good. That's where Rabbanan say it. But over here, says Rashi, Hacha the tafsei travayu. Here, both people are holding on to the talis, holding on to the cloak. And that gives them a chazaka that we say, Mashatachas yadu shel adam shelo. What is a person holding on to? That what he's holding on to. We have a presumption, we have a chazaka that it belongs to them. That's why they're holding on to it. And so, therefore, in such a case like that, Rabbanan would not say that in order to take that which you're holding on to, you need to bring witnesses that say, yeah, that what he's holding on to, it's his, really. No, you don't need a proof in that case. In that case, it'll be enough if the one who's got the tfisa, the one who's holding on to that disputed item, gives a shvua that what he's holding on to belongs to him. And like that, what Rashi has done, according to his girsa, is saying that it's would be very understandable that the Mishnah would go like Rabbanan. Totally the opposite of our girsa, that we say it can't be like Rabbanan either. Okay. So that's where we are now. And now what are we going to do? We're up to Hai Mai. Hai Mai.
2B2,
And we go,
right-hand column, 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. The Gemora rejects.
okay, Lou, you want to read?
Hi, Mai. What is this? He amras Shlema Rabbanon
Oh,
will say it's good for with the Rabbanon. Hasam Delo Tafsei Tarvaihu. There where they're not both holding it. Amru Rabbanan Amotzi Mechaveru Alavaraya. The rabbis will say the burden of proof is on the one who wants to extract the money.
Yama.
Acha the Tarvaihu Hafse, but here, the both of them are holding it. Palge wa bishvua. They divide with a oath. Ella I amras sumchas. But if you say that it's according to simchas, hashta uma hasam below hafse tarvayu. Now, what is it there where they're not holding on to it? Now, in the case of the gored cow, where both litigants are not in physical possession, Kokin below Suva, they divide without an oath. How's that work?
Because it's a case of mammon amuto b'safik. each one has an absolute. Each one has a very strong side to say that their case.
Well, some
Right,
would say that they divide it because they each have an argument.
Yeah, they don't really even have to open up their mouth for us to understand that they got an argument, because we know that the owner of the para, the owner of the para, there's a certainly a tzad to say that the goring animal that gored the para and killed the para, that was also the same thing that caused the fetus, the ubra, to come out, and now it's that also is finished, the ubra. So it's he doesn't even. We hear very clearly, strongly that the guy, the owner of the ox should have to pay not only for the para but also for the fetus as well.
Right.
On the other hand, the guy says, the owner of the guy, what do you call it, guy? He says, how do you know? Nobody was there. Nobody saw anything. Maybe the mother had already miscarried the fetus. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. The miscarries do happen. Yeah. Okay. So in other words, each one has a absolute side. That's a classic case of mammon mutar b'safek. You don't hardly even need witnesses to prove that they have that they're the suffix over here. We don't know. We don't really, because we weren't there. We don't know, and so therefore, in a case like that, Sumchus says, "Cholkin, you split it between the owner of the par, the owner of the shore, and they don't have to make a shvua." Because look, they weren't there. They don't know. They can't really make a shvua. But the fact that they cannot make a shvua doesn't stop them from us making a chalukah and dividing the disputed property between them.
Haka Gitarvahu Tafse La Lo Kol Sechain. So here, in our case, with the two that are holding it, is it not logical that they should also be able to divide without an oath?
Yeah, because these two guys, they have a chazaka in their favor. Each one of them has a chazaka in their favor that the portion of the disputed property that they are physically holding is a chazaka, that portion that they're holding onto belongs to them. That's why they're holding it.
Right.
That's why they're holding it. So that's even stronger than simply that's a stronger case. Each one's got a stronger case to say that that part of the disputed property belongs to him than the owner of the shore and the owner of the para. So over there, all the more so we'll say that we'll make a chalukah, and it won't be necessary to make a shavua. No, so if so, then that can't be that Sumchus is the Tana of our Mishnah, because our Mishnah says only if they make a shvua will we say that they can do a chalukah. Yeah.
And we've shown by your Kol V'chomer that Sumchus would say they don't have to swear.
Yeah. Right. It's a Kal V'chomer from the case of the Baal Shor and the Baal Para. They're over there. If they don't make a shvua over there and they take, then all the more so by us with the two guys holding on to the talus or the cloak that they'll take without having to make a shvua. Okay. I just realized, just to point out, you might be confused by what I said before in the Hachi Garsinan. I think that this part of the Gemara is what Rashi, what we read before, was describing. Maybe Rashi doesn't. Maybe Rashi says Haki Garsin, and he goes right into Iyamar B'Shlema Rabbanan. He doesn't have as part of his Girsa Hai Mai. But it's basically the same exact piece of Gemara that we have. So in other words, the Gemara originally, for some reason, thought that according to Rabbanan, it was difficult to say that it was Rabbanan, our Mishnah. And now in this stage, the Gemara is saying, what do you mean? It's very clear and understandable why the Mishnah could go like Rabbanan, because we're going to distinguish the case over there with the case over here. Oh. Sumchus was the case of the para. Yeah. The case of the para and the shore, wasn't that a case of a machlokas between Sumchus and Rabbanan? Both of them were talking about that case.
Yeah, because Sumchus said you don't need to divide to swear.
Okay,
And
good.
Rabbanan said Allah Motzi Chaveru Allah Haraya, so you do have to swear.
Okay. So at this point the Gemara is Chavai Tov say. Also, we have Rashi. We have further Rashis.
Yeah, we have Tarvaihu.
Tov say.
Tarvaihu Tafse, Ve'ain Kan Motzi Mechaveru. So they're both holding it, and there isn't here a taking from his friend. Because they both have it.
You can't prove which one of the two it is. If they both have it, you can't say it's one. If it's definitely one's, then you have the one who's in possession in. The second guy can't take it away from him, but you haven't got that here. Both have it.
Yeah, this is interesting. They're both holding on. They're both really saying the Mishnah says that they're both claiming that the whole thing belongs to them. They're holding on. Each one's holding on to a portion of the talus or the cloak, but each one is saying they found it first. It belongs. The whole thing belongs to them. So, I mean, I have a question like this. I could understand that they don't need to bring a proof to the portion of the property that they're holding on to, but they're claiming that the whole thing belongs to them. So don't they need a proof to prove that the other part belongs to them, away from the one who's holding it?
No, because the solution is we only give him half.
Oh, so that's the answer. The answer is that I think you're right, that this is what Rashi means when he says Ein kan motzi mechabero. That I would have really rather have Rashi explain that a bit. Why is that? But I think if you say like Lou is saying, then we would understand it. We're not going to give we're not going to give anybody the whole talus or the whole cloak. We're only going to give each one of them half. So that half is what they're holding on to. So they don't need they don't need a proof on that. That's a chazaka that they got that. What they're holding on to. But they do have to make a shvua. They do have to make a shvua, even though they're holding on to it. And there's a chazaka that part belongs to them. That's what we have to say, according to in order to say that the Rabbanan that say Motzi Mechaber Alav Araya, they would agree that's only a case where neither party is where they're not holding on. Then they need to bring a proof. But here they don't need to bring a proof, but they do need to swear. Okay. So that's what we're actually going to say now. B'shvua palgila. Okay, next Rashi. B'shvua palgila.
Bishua Palgila. Bishua Palgila. Okay. Kavan, the Machser Gazvanin, since I don't know, something is lacking of payments of Gabina's payment.
Collection.
Okay, there's lacking of collection. Masha Chavero, with what his friend Tafas has grabbed, the high Tafas Klum, because here he whatchamacallit, he grabbed it all. The high Tafas. And the other one also, each one claims they grabbed it all. Lo Kimle, the Rabban, no Kimle, the Rabbanim. It's not established the Rabbanim, Lahotzi, to take money chazaka from, with a chazaka. The kadi, it's like we see, because they said chasam there Rabbanan to buy ra'aya, they need proof. Hatzricham shvur. If you need a proof, you need to bring take a smooth. If you need a proof, you need raya, you need a claim, so to speak. Hatzricham shvur. You need a shvur.
So you see what Rashi's saying over here. Came in the mechusa gavaina b'masha chavero tofes. Each one's holding onto the cloak to the end of the talus. So Rashi says, try to figure this one out. What Rashi says. Hi tofes bakulu, hi tofes bakulu. The way that we look at it, Rashi says, this one is holding on to the whole thing, really. And that one's also holding on to the whole thing. Both of them are holding on to the whole thing. Because even though they're not really both holding on to the whole thing, but each one's holding on to part of it. Each one's holding on to the place where he's holding on, right? But Rashi's saying that part that each one of them is holding on to, we regard it as though each one is holding on to the whole thing. Now, so that means that each one has a chazaka in the whole thing. Now, Rashi says that so accordingly, lo kamluhu l'rabbanan lahotzi mamon michaskaso b'kti. According to the Rabbanan, they will not be able to get out the even 50% based upon the chazaka that they have alone without making a shvua. They don't need a proof, but they need to have a shvua. Rashi is trying to prove why it is that they're going to need a shvua according to Rabbanan, and he calls it came in the mechusa gavaina because they're each one of them is holding on, and Jew number one's holding is, so to speak, meaning that Jew number two's holding is missing. There's something missing in his holding with it. He hasn't really collected the any part of the talus. He doesn't have it. and because the other person is holding on to it too. It's interesting what Rashi's saying over here. Kanamin and Hassam the Rabbanan the boy Raya. It's Sricha Shvua. So it's just like the Rabbanan say that you need a proof. If you don't hold on, here you'll need to have a Shvua though. You need to have a Shvua. To me, there's a lot in Rashi. I would imagine that there is a relatively long note in the art scroll about this Rashi. We don't have time to read it right now. But just is there a note on this Rashi? In other words, on this part of the Gemara that says b'shvua palgila, they'll divide it with a shvua according to Rabbanan. They have a note on that part of the Gemara.
I don't see one.
No? Oh wow.
I'm trying to find where the palgi is, because I'm not sure we have palgis.
It says it's right. Our Gemara says hi mai im amar b'shleima rabbanan. If you say that it's understandable how this Mishnah could be like Rabbanan, Hasam de lo tafsi tarvayu. Over there was a case where they weren't holding on to it, the case of the para and the shore. So over there, Amar Rabbanan hamotzim mechaber olav arai. You got to bring a proof, otherwise you don't get nothing. Over here, the travayu tafse, both of them are holding on, so they both got a chazaka. We say, halgila b'shvua. You need to make a shvua. You need to make a shvua.
Okay, the art scroll note on the Rashi is on the next page. It's on 2b3, note number 21. Is the Rashi?
Very good.
I have to read that to the next time.
Very good. Okay.
Okay.
Yashikoyak, everyone.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Very interesting. Okay, everybody have a good day, a good week. Shvua tov.
What,
Shvua tov, Alan. Bye, Phil. Bye, Luke.